Okay guys, I wanted to do a quick down and dirty video on what you actually need to start reloading. No filler, no stuff you don't need, no, well, I can kind of get by with this for a little while. No, this is the stuff that you actually need. Everything else you can either purchase if you would like to later on, or as you grow in your reloading and you decide that you like it, you can purchase other things on top of it, because reloading turns into a hobby if you enjoy it, and you tend to gather things. Like all the crap I got behind me, I gotta clean that thing. So, in any case, you're thinking about reloading, the first thing that you should do, go to the store, buy a book. I recommend this book, but there'll be a kit I'll talk about later on through Lee that comes with a very good book as well. But if you're going to buy everything separate for some reason, or you want to pick up some stuff off the used market or eBay or what have you, and not buy it as a kit, you might be able to get away with cheaper. And you have to do a little research and see. But in any case, this book, I highly recommend this book. It's got a very good selection of bullets, powders, just a very wide selection of everything that you need. Plus it's got all kinds of content in the beginning that, look, if you have questions that you don't know you have yet, I'm going to tell you that right now. You already have questions that you do not know that you have. This book will answer them for you, and it's all in here. Alright? Gotta have that. That's very important. You can't, this is life. For a reloader, this is life. So that's one of the first things you buy. One of the next things that you need is, gotta have a set of calipers. Gotta have a set of calipers. You've got to be able to measure overall length of things. Example, you need to know how long this case is. You need to know how long it is for your overall length with your bullet in it. These are important information that you need to know. You cannot get along without this. Alright? This is important. The other thing that you need is a powder scale. That's actually a pretty pricey one right there. Let me see if I can get a closer in on it right here. Bear with me. Sorry. No, we'll just do this instead. I hate editing, so these are as you see them. It's the balance beam scale. Doesn't matter what scale you get. If you get an electronic one, if you go to Harbor Freight and get an electronic one for 10 bucks, it's probably not gonna work. You need to measure in grains, and it has to be in tenths of a grain. Them cheap $5, $6 Harbor Freight ones, they do not go in tenths of grain. Ask me how I know. And that will not work, especially in small auto-loading cases. You need, everything is in like a half a grain, tenths of a grain. I mean, you have to have that. A little bit of powder difference makes a huge difference in a little bitty case. You have to get one of these. This is another one of those things you cannot go without. Alright? So you're just going to have to do it and get it. Doesn't have to be a really expensive one, but it has to be in tenths of a grain. And it's got to be accurate. Alright? Next thing you need, and these are in no particular order, so well, we'll just go with this. You're going to need a press of some sort. Single stage, a turret press like I have, or a progressive press. If you're brand new to reloading, do yourself a favor. Do not get yourself a progressive press. You don't know enough about reloading yet to know everything that's going on with the process, plus try and figure out how the press works. Alright, it's just, some people can do it. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I knew some stuff before I started reloading. But I wouldn't do that. I would go with a turret press, a lead turret press. Our CBS makes one too, but it's not auto index. But it's got more stations. So, you know, that's for you to look up on YouTube and decide. I do have a video on the turret press. I think it was the first one that I did. I was loading some 357s. So take a look at that. You're gonna need a press. You're gonna need a bench. I got this one for free. It's a huge corner computer desk, but I got the corner taken off it. It's one of those ones that are like 6.5 feet long by like 4 feet long, and you know, at a 90 an angle bench. I don't have that kind of room, so I just took the big portion of it. I got it for free. Before that, I mean, you can mount a you can mount your press on a piece of 2x6 and with a couple of clamps and mount it to a table, and you can reload with that. That's fine. That'll work just fine for it as long as it's mounted and solid. You don't need the fancy powder measure or the powder tricklers. You don't need that. If you want to, you can. You don't need a powder trickler. You just don't need it. Would you like to see a powder trickler? A little scoop of gunpowder. Here's your powder trickler. See if you can see that. Let's go this way with it. Here's your powder trickler. You just dump a little bit in time and tap it and it's your powder trickler. That's all you need. This works fine. You don't need one of them on the one. Save your money for components. You'll need a powder measure of some sort with the Lead Deluxe turret press kit. It comes with all that stuff. It comes with your scale, powder measure. Doesn't come with calipers. You need to buy those. It comes with a book. Basically everything you need except a set of dies to start reloading, and it's $209. I just looked it up on Midway. It's a great kit. That is a great kit. Take a look at one of those on YouTube. They're great. They're good stuff. It'll get you everything you need except for dies and components to get you started. Alright? It's that simple. Look. You don't know if you like reloading or not. Why are you going to go out and spend $800 on a press, plus all the other stuff that goes along with it? I mean, it's possible you can get, depending on the press and everything, it's possible you can get into $1,000 very quickly on up. I mean, it's very possible you can get into this for $1,200–$1,500. Easily, you can do that. And that's a lot of money to eat right off the bat, especially if you don't know if you like reloading. If you're reloading, you're gonna pay the press off. It's just a matter of how long. It's just a matter of how long it's gonna take. So, the other thing I forgot, and I have not seen this on YouTube on hardly any videos, if any at all. Nobody says this, and this is probably one of the most important things you can buy. You know what it is? This little guy right here. This is a Kinetic Bullet puller. Alright? You know what this does? I'll tell you. You're gonna have oopses. Stuff is gonna have wrong. Stuff is gonna be wrong. You're gonna put the bullet in, set the bullet in the case too deep. You're gonna have the wrong powder charge. You're going to have something. You're gonna load a bullet in there with no powder, no primer. You're gonna have that. It's gonna happen. It's a learning curve. You're gonna have it. What this does is take your oops and pulls it apart. Pulls the bullet right out of the case. You take the sucker, you give her a whack on their table real good, a couple times, separates everything. Now you got your components separate. You got your brass, your powder, and your bullet separate. You should be good. So, I know I didn't go through everything. I didn't go through presses. I know that. I'll have to do that on a separate video because I don't want this thing. I'm trying to keep them under 10 minutes, guys. This one's gonna run a little long, but I'll go into the presses in another video maybe. Anyways, I looked it up on Midway USA. As of today, everything you need is going to be minus components. No primer, no brass, no bullets, no powder. Alright? Everything you need to get started is just under $300. That's not going to take long to pay off. It's not. Especially if you load something like 44 Magnum. I loaded, casting my own bullets, I load a box of 50 44 Magnums for, it's like $4. And it's like $7 if I buy my bullets. When's the last time you bought a box of 44 Magnums for $7? Nah, been a while. Long time. So, that's kind of the quick and dirty everything that you need. I know I didn't get into detail on everything. I'm trying to keep them a little short. But that's it, guys. That is everything you need. Why spend all the money to get started when you don't know you're going to need, if you're going to like reloading? Now you're sitting on something that you're never going to get your money back for. At least if you do this and you're not sure if you like it or not, it's a lot of money, I know. It's $300. But you'll be able to recoup some of that money. More so if you bought $1,500 worth of stuff. So that's the quick and dirty of pretty much everything you need. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer them. If I don't have an answer, I will try and find an answer, or I will point you to someplace that does have the answer. Alright? Thanks, guys. You guys have a good evening. Okay, I forgot something. Get yourself a little binder. Alright, you're going to want that, because unless you shoot in your backyard, you're going to have a bunch of loaded ammunition and with a bunch of different components combined, and this powder with this bullet and this charge weight and so on and so forth. Get yourself a book, because you're going to have to go to the range and test your stuff, right? So when you go to the range to test yourself, you now have information, right? Information, powder charges, whichever you got, all that stuff, notes, all that stuff. Get yourself one of these. It's from loaddata.com. Get yourself one of these. You'll be thankful you did.